All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to give you a video. The video is a video from my private chat that many of you asked me about, and I understand that not everyone can afford right now to get into the group or to take private coaching or to get education. So what I've been doing for a while now is putting out free content on this YouTube channel. Go check it out. Putting out free content, giving out free training, showing testimonials, the possibilities of what happens when you don't quit, whether you get training or not. On this channel alone, there's, I'm going to say, about 20 hours of free material, just different situations and setups that I've personally given my group, my private group, trade ideas, not signals, setups and trade ideas. I like to call them non-signals that were successful. If you follow me on Instagram, at Gustavo Zaps, link is within the description of this video. You'll be able to see that there's always testimonials and entries from students. The question is always, how are they doing that without signals? Education, proper education, okay? So this is going to be an update video where I talk about this trade, GBPCAD, okay? This entry was, this idea, the markup, the process of it was given to my group. The before, where we were looking to get into GCAD, where we were working GCAD, and then the during, and then the after, okay? When you win a trade, it's not just about the winning. It's about what did you do correctly? What could you have done better, okay? And every time that you go through a trade, whether you won or you lost, and you journal it down, and you write down some notes, the act of recording and tracking and all that is going to make that idea and that concept solidify in your mind that much faster. So the video that you're about to watch is from my private group. It's this trade right here, a 120 that ended up being 140 pips on GCAD. Let's go to the live chart right now. Okay, this is GCAD. This is the entry. This thing has been partial down and protected. And basically, it's still running because we're looking to see if we can get that break. Okay, at the max, it was 180 pips, but I pretty much stopped watching at 160 pips because I'm looking for the entry at the break of this if we ever get it, because GCAD is uncooperative, which brings me to my last point. With GBPCAD, this thing has been bearish and bullish with bearish and bullish moves for about 2 weeks now. Something that I talk about on this channel and in the group and that I preach is sharpness. People get too caught up in what the trend of the market is and can't understand that if they just did the things that they can actually control, because you can't control the trend, but you can control the sharpness of your entries and allowing for a very simple concept: buying low and selling high. It's a concept that everyone and their mother, when it comes to trading, talks about, but people don't do. And on this channel, for free specifically, I like to focus on it because it's something very simple that you can control that people often overlook. And in this video, you're going to see me go from buying at an obvious support to embracing the manipulation of the market, the extensions of the market, the liquidity reaches of the market, okay? And you're going to see me take a markup and push it down to a better position, and it was right on the money. So what is that? Am I a magician? Am I Nostradamus? Jesus. Can I just tell the future when the world is going to implode? No. What I'm doing is I'm using one, experience, and two, the information in front of me to be able to come up with a better assessment of where we should be buying from. If I was selling, I'd have that assessment. But in that particular scenario, I wanted to buy. Okay? And my job in that moment is to be able to take a buy as sharply and as intelligently and as safely as possible, okay? And that is what this video is about, okay? Enjoy the video. As always, you can contact me on Telegram or on Instagram. Do not contact me on Facebook because I never check it. You can go through my Instagram. There's tons of testimonials and different things that teach different things. You can message me there, and that's that. Also, go through this YouTube channel. Go through the YouTube channel and enjoy the rest of the content on here. All right, some of it is some humble bragging. It is what it is. Listen, if you don't like to see other people winning, if that bothers you, then something's wrong with you, one. And two, you don't understand the power of the mind when you see positive things. Positive things in front of you create self-belief. All right, so do yourself a favor and stop being a hater and start embracing the fact that other people are winning and one day it will be your turn. And as always, happy trading. It's going to be a quicker update because there's really not a lot to say on most of the pairs, but and a lot of it was said yesterday on the Wednesday update video. So go watch that one and the rest of them so that you can kind of catch up with what's going on. But I'm going to start with GCAD because it has today's activity on it. So GCAD, after many times of avoiding us and trending, it reached for the lower support, right? We had an entry at this point. I don't know if you guys watched the video, but there was an entry. If you've been watching what I've been saying, there was an entry at this point. And yesterday we widened out our markup, right? And we spoke about it reaching for lower prices because we were working from in here in the middle and the whole thing. And the market just wasn't going anywhere. It was creating descending structure. So what did I tell you? I felt that it was going to go deeper in price. So let's look at the group chat. Let's find yesterday's update video. It's 20 minutes long. Okay, and then I sent some voice memos to go along with it to let you know that the first 8 minutes were gold. Let's go find GCAD. Like that, okay? That's how it started. That's how the markup was. It was a freaking mess. The market was just, you could see, it's just choppy, right? It's all the way up here. I had drawn you a Fibonacci, and I told you, look, you could see the entry here. You see that little sliver of markup there? You see that entry? That had been sitting there for a while, and we discussed that.
Real look at what's going on. We're going to go to that weekly. Weekly doesn't... Get out of here, get out of here. All right, so we still have a running entry. All right, we know that. We still have a running entry. I don't need this. I'm going to go higher. All right. So we still have a running entry here. Here. This thing is a partial down entry from last week. This market has just pretty much sat at a very clean support and a lower. If we buy strong and this thing turns bearish, but for me to sell it, I would have to disrespect it instead of original. We're still within those 70 levels, man. That hasn't changed.
So right there, I'm telling you that we're still within bullish prices.
I haven't lost sight of what I've wanted the whole time. Yes, market creation is showing me a lot of weakness to the upside, a lot of strength.
Listen to this part.
Because of that, you don't see me buying blindly. Because of that, I'm just like, all right, get to my prices. Now, one thing I don't want to do is buy from this obvious support.
There you go. Listen to this part. Look at that right there. Boom.
That matter and that are slightly lower.
There you go.
That's
okay. That was the key part. You saw what I did with that markup? I brought it lower. To where? To where I had that entry. Right, look at where the price is at, that break point, right? Slightly under that obvious support because I know they're going to reach lower. I know it because in order for them to go bullish, it's not working from current prices. So what's the easiest way to acquire more bullishness? Give a better buyer price.
Yeah. Sell it, has to climb up. Buy it, has to be within my prices. Other than that, I'm not interested enough.
At the very least, +1 me so I can re-enter.
That was enough. This morning, I got in. Remember a couple of weeks ago, I bought and I bought and I bought.
All right, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so look at it now. All right, you see the obvious support. What did they do? Right below. How much time did you have to get into this? 1, 2. I took my shot, man. I took my shot and it worked out. They +1 me. I looked at the market. I waited for the next hour candle. Bang, bang. 120 pips. Let's see what it is right now. Yeah, 120. So that's that. It's right at that little slip. We've been here before. Okay, it's the break point. Do I think it's going to be the almighty entry? I wouldn't be surprised if we reach the high and then freeze up there. So all in all, it's what we had to do. The main thing there that I want to point out is that I didn't fall prey to the obvious. If I would have, to the suckers play, oh look, support, it's that easy, trading, woo, 40 pips and I'm out of there. Okay, that's hitting my SL. It's important for me as a 30 to 40 pip SL person to be as sharp as possible. So I have to look at the market. It's pointing downwards, right? We discussed that all in yesterday's video. I'm not just talking to talk. I'm talking because it's thought process that's running through my mind. I'm saying it out loud. That's what we do in the group. I mean, I might even make this a small EDU video. Pay attention to the details. If it's flowing downwards, okay, and it's struggling to go bullish, then I know that I need a better price to even have a chance of going anywhere and give myself space to the high, right? I give myself space to places of resistance. I don't want to sell into them. I want to sell away from them, right? So I want to buy away from them, sell. I want to buy away from them. I don't want to buy into resistance. I want to let that market come down to me and then buy it. Well, Gustavo, why not just sell if you want it to go downwards? Because I don't believe that it's actually bearish just yet, right? Just because I see some bearish structure doesn't necessarily mean I need to take the sell, right? Also, it doesn't mean I need to take the buy even if I see a buy, right? It's all what I want to do as a trader, what I feel more comfortable with and what makes more sense to me. To me, it made way more sense to remain bullish because we're still above strong support prices. All right, I have a bigger chance of getting a surprise trend right now buying than I do selling. The selling won't be a surprise. The selling will be something that we'll see coming, right? But right now, the bullish pressure is still there. It's still holding this market up. It froze up this whole downtrend. Remember when we were buying in this downtrend? The way that I do that is I always pay attention to the way the candles are closing. That's a very big part of my trading, right? I have to know exactly where the pressure of the market is pointing as far as like higher frame and right now within the lower H1, H4 frames. Session to session, how are we closing these candles? And yesterday we're closing bearishly. Yesterday we have all this mess here, right? And we went up and then came right back down. And then the obvious thing is to buy at the supports. It's also the stupid thing because that market is bearish at that time. So in order to actually take a smart bullish situation, as an investor, investing 101, whether you're investing in cotton candy, corn, coins, or Pokemon cards, you always look for a better price, right? You buy it at the best price possible. You don't buy it at the shittiest price of the day, all right? And that's it, all right? So that's it for GCAD. You know what? I'm going to cut the video here, and then I'll make the rest. The rest of them are going to be voice memos because I actually like this video a lot because it's about that little detail that you could have ignored, just a small, slight pieces of detail. Right, we looked at that daily. We saw that it had wicks on the top on that video. Okay, we knew that it had bearish pressure around us. We know that we're consolidated between a high and a low. Right, keeping it very clean, very simple. But how do we work that consolidation within it? We use that lower frame to understand where the flow is going. It's going bearish at that time. Right, no matter how many times it's went bullish, it's come right back down and closed lower. 1, 2, 3, right, lower. So the pressure is bearish. But it doesn't mean that it's going to go bearish. It just means that if you want to buy, you have to, at the very least, do your job of allowing it to come back to prices where it's been. And that's what it did, and that's what we did, and that's your video. Happy trading.
Proof is in the pudding, motherfuckers.